We have I destroyed the oldest world record in 14. As a newer 14 player, I'm very interested in this.
Final Fantasy XIV is very popular.
Yes.
For various reasons. And during its 500 hours of life-changing story, you meet amazing characters, become a little bit bisexual, and...
What's that? That wasn't Y'shtola, was it? Who was that? I have to... I feel like that is Y'shtola. Is that Y'shtola and Thancred? I'm very confused, but I will take it.
Sexual, and go to some rather cool cities. And one of these cities is Kugane.
Just don't go to Balmung. The server Balmung. Don't go to Ul'dah in Balmung. You didn't hear that from me. You don't want to go sit on the bench in Balmung.
Home to the Kugane Tower.
Amazing.
And its infamous jumping puzzle. On your first...
Yeah, that honestly sounds about how I would expect it to go, actually. Like... I'm getting Guild Wars flashbacks of all the jump puzzles and that.
Visit to Kugane, it is tradition to attempt to climb the tower. For some people, it takes only minutes to beat, and others simply give up and still haven't completed it to this day. And yes, their parents are very disappointed in them. The tower features several jumps where falling completely resets your progress. And as you rapidly descend towards the ground, your friends will be watching.
Amazing. Cat.
And that is where I come in. As Heaven's Sword had just finished ripping my heart out of my chest, I was ready to start Stormblood and arrive at...
The sassy pint Smallafell walk is what gets me. This is beautiful.
Kugane. I've heard stories of this place. I'd hear my friends complaining about the tower and how hard it was. The dog in me was ready for a real challenge, and I would sniff it out. No matter the cost.
He would suss out the challenge. Got him! What? What's happening? What?
My first climb took me 16 minutes. A pretty respectable time. I was satisfied and confident that I was in fact good at video games, and that someday a girl might talk to me. As
Oh my god, that's a mood.
all the other streamers took over 16 minutes, here I was.
Hey, it only took this guy 15 minutes.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's fine. It wasn't fine. Hearing
It
my
wasn't
chat
fine.
say this lit a flame in my heart. I am a very competitive person, and I could not let myself get bested by the likes of a live streamer. So the next day, I climbed the tower in 4 minutes. Are you happy now, Twitch chat? Hey, Twitch chat, where'd you get those cool clothes, by the way? Oh, we got them from pint.gg, link in the description.
The plug is beautiful here. I love this.
However, I didn't stop there. I wanted to go even further. Which is where this gets interesting. Because that is when I searched the world record.
Oh no.
There is no speedrun.com listing for Kugane Tower. Just a billion dungeon speedruns no one cares about. But there is YouTube.
But there is YouTube. This is the perfect encapsulation of YouTube. Yes, this is it. That's the one.
And that is where I found him.
Oh.
5 long years ago, there was one man who dominated Kugane Tower. His name was Miqo'te. 3 days after the release of Stormblood, he set the world record at just under a minute. And then, over the course of only a single month, he lowered the world record to 43.58 seconds.
Some people are just built different. Like, so the people that are in, like, modern competitive scenes, not to say that they're not good. There are people, I like to cite the fact that there was a Pokemon TCG player, I think this was back in, like, 2004. This player just picked up Pokemon that year, took Worlds with a really unique and interesting, I think it was a Groudon deck, which never played again. There are people that do not play the game actively that are just next level And this almost feels like that some people are just built different. They are just built legendary.
A time that has never been broken since. I could find nothing to contest this time, not even close. Miqo'te was the undefeated champion since the tower's release. In those 30 days, he set a record that would stand for 5 years.
Wow.
This is unacceptable. How could the world record be held by a male Aura, the worst race in the game?
I don't know. A bunch of people that have come to this chat would say that it's either held by Miqo'te or Vieira, actually.
No. This title belonged to a little guy.
Smallafell.
To Lally Ho and Lally show the world how it's done. This is what people should see when they think Queen of Kugane Tower!
And
Amazing.
so I set out to go where none had gone before, not even him.
And so I began my research, during which I came to a shocking revelation. One that would have the entire community in pitchforks against me. A truth that would render the hearts of every streamer broken and sundered. The infamous Kugane Tower. That dastardly Kugane Tower that gripped so many poor souls with fear. Is kind of easy.
Oh, the shade has been thrown!
So maybe streamers are just throwing for content. But between you and me, this tower is a little baby.
I know that our mod here, Kiwi. I know that he throws for. He's just like, oh no, it's too hard. I know this man can run it in under 5 minutes easy. Right, Kiwi? You can run Kugane in under 5 minutes. It's fine.
A little baby tower. The start is pretty fucking annoying, but after a while you can kind of do it without thinking, but it still is annoying to fall. I hate it. This is the worst part. The part after is so easy, even my kitten could do it. Peg wall beta. Might give you some trouble, but the jumps have very little variance and can kind of be cheesed. On the top is the dreaded roof, which is just kind of weird sometimes. After that, there's Peg Wall Mini, which is for babies. Look at how easy this is. After that, the run starts to get a little more quirky. Peg
Quirky, he says.
Wall Alpha. Possibly the hardest part of the run, and where most of my runs ended. The peculiar spacing of the pegs. The invisible walls all over the fucking place. And clearing this brings you to the Shrimbly-Bimbly section. Fuck it, that's what I'm calling this part. Here, a single misplaced jump will send you to the bottom. And while it looks rather scary, the jumps are actually pretty easy. And this will take you to the balcony of hope, where you need to quickly make a single tricky jump, risking it all, hoping that you don't bump into this wall. Until...
Oh no.
The rooftop of the heavens. A place only gods can know. You are safe now. And with some forgiving geometry, you are left staring at the clock as you complete some final, simple jumps. And if I could perfect all this, I could complete the tower consistently and quickly. If I could do that live on stream, then thousands of people would be dazzled, marveled even, by my nimble feet and pure finesse. Yeah. So now I just needed to break the undefeated 5-year-old record. And luckily, I had a trump card. Dancer and Reaper. Two classes that weren't in the game 5 years ago.
I'm very interested to see how the classes are going to shape this, actually.
In fact, Reaper was only added to the game earlier that week, and both classes allow me to dash. Epic Celeste reference. It wouldn't trivialize the run, but it would shave off a couple seconds. But
I mean, that is okay. That's not nothing, actually. That's actually something. That even if it shaves off a couple seconds, that's still a couple seconds.
Horizontal movement only gets you so far. Because a lot of the run is about going up the tower and not fucking across it, idiot.
Yeah.
To jump good, you have to sort of angle yourself into the wall. Depending on the angle, your jump will be shorter. And that was it. No other tricks to improve the run. The rest would have to come down to pure skill. And so more prepared than my previous attempts, I climbed. And it paid off quickly. In my first hour, I got a time of 1 minute 28 seconds.
Wild.
By the second hour, it was 1 minute 05. 22 seconds away from the record. Progress was fast, and I was committed. I was starting to think this whole world record thing might just be
It's gonna be under 50 seconds is probably gonna be where the pain is.
attainable. After all, it only took this random guy a month to set a record. How hard could it be?
Yes, very.
Arguably the best piece of content in Final Fantasy history, and it was released 5 days ago. While my friends explored new worlds, I was here, climbing. Random people watching as I would ascend the tower, only to fall again. I was like a cryptid, saying nothing, just climbing. And yet, my best time was still 1 minute 05.
Yep.
But I kept pushing, because each run it was abundantly clear that I had messed up. So if I simply didn't fail, I would have a personal record.
Yeah.
But after almost a week of solid grinding, I finally made some progress. 59 seconds.
Yeah.
My first sub-minute run. But I figured before the 4th day was up, I could do better. But I needed to put my mind at ease if I really wanted a perfect run. So, I closed my eyes and imagined this video's sponsor, the Plugger's free-to-play action game War Thunder. One of my favorite free-to-play games available on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Mac. Well, this run's already amazing. Thanks, War Thunder. War Thunder includes vehicles from 10 nations, such as Great Britain, USSR, USA, Germany, Japan, China, France, Italy, Sweden, Israel, and most importantly, Great Britain. Oh my god.
The ad read is flawless here.
Is that a variety of land, sea, and air vehicles that you can play as in War Thunder? Wow, there's so many different kinds. Wait a minute. Is that the brand new French fleet from the latest update? Led by the battleship Paris, the legendary BTR-80, and the SU-39. Oh, right, the speedrun. In the past, I struggled with Pegwall Alpha, but now I've improved significantly. Just like War Thunder's graphics have improved significantly this update, making fights far more realistic. Oh no, the scrimbly-bimbly section. What if I fall? Well, looks like I'm gonna need some backup. Well, if it isn't my old friend, the Tornado F3 fighter jet.
I'm very curious how Pint gets these shots. Like, I'm assuming he hides his UI.
If you download War Thunder for the first time for free, you'll receive 100k Silver Lions, a week to rent the legendary German ground vehicles, 3 permanent premium vehicles, XP boosters, a week of premium account, and some other bonuses. Check them out quickly in the description because the season of German gifts will end very soon. Wow, that was my best time yet. Thank you, Tornado F3 fighter jet. I'll always remember you. I had done
Tornado F3 fighter jet, my beloved.
it. A run with no falling. My best time yet.
53, not bad.
53 seconds. 10 seconds away from the world record.
Yeah?
I should be proud. But that night I tucked myself into bed defeated. It took days to get here. I made no major errors, but I was still so far from the world record. My mechanical skill just wasn't comparable. The way Emo would float up the tower like a majestic butterfly.
Yeah.
Oh, the way he moves. Perhaps I couldn't beat the record after all. Or perhaps I just needed some sleep.
Yeah.
I decided to show my time to my stream. And as if overnight, I became a sensation. The world was flocking to my incredible Kugane Tower run. Guys, it's not a big deal. Okay, one more time. Most people had never seen a Kugane speedrun. To them, I was the world record. People would be talking about the tower and then be talking about me. They didn't care about Miqo'te or his antics. I was praised as the guy who does Kugane Tower really fast. But as it does.
Man, is that their clan tag wife? Man, we have EP as ours. Wow.
My glory faded into obscurity as the next big thing came and went. The story of Pint and Kugane Tower forgotten. And I moved on. Or at least that's what the world thought. In truth, I continued running Kugane Tower for days. But no matter how much time I put in, I couldn't get faster. I was simply not good enough. And
there's definitely a barrier there. Like the sub 50, getting the sub 50 is going to be the rough one. Because like he has skill. He definitely has it. There's just a wall he's going to hit for a hot minute.
So I stepped down. And yet there was still a fire burning within me. The dog in me was still ravenous. I needed to be better. So first, I needed strength.
Got him.
I still had jobs that were underleveled. So if I leveled Dancer to max level, I could dash twice more. I needed spirit. This was going to take time.
Dancer OP confirmed. Okay, cool. I gotta go start Dancer now. I gotta go do my roulettes.
I needed to make sure my mind was balanced. I smelled the flowers. I raided with friends. I snuggled up tight with my Y'shtola body pillow to soothe my mind.
It's the Y'shtola body pillow! Oh man, when do we get the Urianger one though? That's my question, huh?
Between runs, I needed strategy. Sun Tzu once said, "If you know thy enemy, use thy enemy's camera settings."
Nice.
I mimicked Emo's strategies to figure out why he used them. And as it turns out, jumps like this are actually easier with Legacy Camera.
Whoa, actually, that's blowing my mind, actually. Whoa.
Using Standard Camera means you have to take a very tight jump around a corner, blind. But Legacy allowed you to angle your camera and simply swoop around the corner really easy.
Legacy camera is broken. What?
However, I would end up being partly wrong about Emo's strategies. Speaking of which, I believe it's a good time to bring up a bit of dirt I got on all Emo here.
Oh.
Roll the tape.
Spill the tea.
Okay, very nice. Clean. And stop. There.
What?
Back when Emo set the record, ninjas could only teleport to other players. That was later changed, and now ninjas can teleport anywhere they want. Even right behind you. Is using an ult cheating? Maybe. But as the gracious and very attractive famous YouTuber that I am, I shall overlook this transgression.
Pint B. Pint. Lala fell in the streets, Smalla fell in the sheets. Is that the meme? That's the meme? Can hear people face desking their keyboards right now.
But it does get you wondering, how is a man so dedicated that he makes an ult for this? Or at least gets a friend to stand there? With a brief look in the comments, he says it took 6 hours over 2 weeks to get his time. I've spent a bit longer than that. So is he just a natural talent? Perhaps he had experience in speedrunning before. Wait a minute. Who is this guy? Stop. I quit climbing, remember? All of this was just an idea, a plan, that I would surely get around to someday. Alas, I stepped away, and then months passed. I beat Stormblood, I beat Shadowbringers. The video took so long to make, I finished Endwalker now. Script says I got laid.
Amazing. Nice.
Real zinger there, Script Pint. Very funny. I think I even convinced myself I had given up. Would it even be that good of a video? It probably wouldn't be worth the effort. There's probably a reason it's been standing for 5 years. And that reason might well be that simply no one cares about Kugane. And that I could live my life letting Emo have his record. Other videos, other accomplishments. That is where I found comfort. Every now and then I'd go back. I would develop the best possible strategies for each section of the run. The perfect camera angles, the perfect jumps. Ready to take on the tower again, before inevitably quitting once more. I don't know what would really get me back on Kugane Tower. I don't know if I ever will. And so the dream died. And I forgot.
The drink tea emote, if I don't have it, I need to figure out if it's on the cash shop or not. It's too good.
The Moonfire Fair. A seasonal event that every year adds a new item and a questline. But this year, it also added the Moonfire Tower.
Oh,
a jumping puzzle only available for the duration of the event. The tower was last added 3 years ago, in 2019. And of course, in 2019, Miqo'te got the world record. So in the spirit of my old rival, I thought it prudent to give it a try. The tower was tough, but I wasn't going for a world record. I just wanted a tweet that people would like. And like it, they did. Even Soken, the game's composer, liked the tweet.
Nice.
But there was a bigger player about to enter the scene.
Oh no.
A player from Japan, known simply as Strawberry Cheese Tart.
What?
On August 19th, 2022...
I honestly feel like I'm definitely missing context here. I'm gonna say literally who. It's not out of disrespect. I'm just like, I know like zero about the actual Final Fantasy community.
She broke the world record.
Wow.
By over 4 seconds. Her run of the tower was damn near flawless. But hardly anyone knows, for the only proof is a tweet with 100 likes.
That is built different.
But she still did something great, even if the world didn't know. At least I did. For the first time in years,
The legend.
an Miqo'te record was broken.
She proved that gods can bleed. But I still had one question. How did this guy come out of nowhere and have all these records? No.
Who is this guy? Who is Miqo'te?
Oh, whoa?
Emo hasn't streamed in 5 years. But I wanted to see if I could find any clips of him progressing the tower. But all I could find is some clips of him being very good at Super Mario Odyssey. And this clip, with 2 names. One being the party member, and the other, him.
Oh.
Over the years in speedrunning, sometimes the greatest speedrunners are completely forgotten about, as is the case with Pydoix, who was one of, if not the best Ocarina of Time speedrunner of his time.
Oh. That is not nothing.
Before he mysteriously vanished. You may have also known Pydo as Shaden, a legendary Mario Odyssey speedrunner who dominated the game for months, leaving his competition in the dust before vanishing once more.
So remember what I said about the dude that just showed up to a Pokemon Worlds in like the 2000s and he took Worlds and just never played the game again? Some people are just built different. And honestly, the reason some of them stop is just because the game, while they are gods at it, legends at it, sometimes it just isn't stimulating to them. They see it as, this is just easy. This is just it doesn't encapsulate their interest. It can happen.
Who was this guy? What made him so special? And why did such an incredible speedrunner suddenly disappear and let himself slowly be forgotten over time?
So this is who I was dealing with. My rival was a long-lost speedrunning legend. A previous world record holder of Super Mario Odyssey and Ocarina of Time. And everything clicked. His camera was weird because he's using a controller. His times were so good because he's a prodigy with 11 years of speedrunning experience to boot. But perhaps the most curious thing about Pydoix is why he runs. He cares not for fame or glory. He does it for the passion of challenge.
He's like, challenge, bet, does it. Alright, that was it. I was just here to show that I could do it.
For the joy of breaking limits. And upon reflection, I considered, perhaps I was too focused on beating him. So concerned with comparing myself to someone better than me, that I had become so sure that I didn't have what it took to beat him. And so on an early autumn morning, I told him, I will beat this. And after 3 years of silence,
Nice.
He responded.
Oh, whoa.
And I started climbing again. But this wasn't like before. Something had changed. It was different. This time, I was watching Season 7 of Better Call Saul, and over the past few months, this old dog learned some tricks. I found more efficient spots to use my dashes and included Ninja's Blink. Blink here into Reaper Dash, use Peloton for a crumb of extra movement speed, dash here, and swap jobs to remove Peloton. Peloton again here, and...
Wait, can you just... I mean, yeah, I guess you can swap jobs. I guess that would be a legal play, yeah. It's not like it's restricted to just a single class.
remove it again here. Dash on the balcony, and then finally on the roof. This is the most efficient route for Kugane Tower.
So now all that's left is to master it. And guess what I did on my first day back?
Nice.
52 seconds. A new personal best. I was back. The next day I climbed again. All that I needed was a perfect run.
49, there it is.
It had been a week now, and I still didn't have a time better than 49 seconds.
I was playing more reckless, taking every corner as fast as I could.
And so at times, I fell.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd need practice at the higher sections, so I didn't reset.
Yeah.
I kept going, and despite falling during this run, 45 seconds.
That's with a fall. Wow.
I was just over 2 seconds away from emo. At this point, any run could be the one. I knew what a good run felt like. I could sense it.
The start, each peg wall, and the scrimbly-bimbly section. I did them perfectly. If I make this jump, this could really be it. Could this be the run?
Amazing. Oh.
I jumped too soon.
Oh no.
.73 seconds. 15 milliseconds away.
That is upsetting. That is wow.
I was so close. I was so close. Do you really think I would quit right here, right now? No frickin' way, hombre. This was not a failure. This was confirmation that I could really do it. Now all I had to do was finish this. I grinded, I ground, and I grunned. 6 full hours I farmed until my body was tired, but my mind was also tired. I really wanted to go to bed. But it was all leading up to this. Emo, Strawberry, Pint, and Kugane Tower. Finally, I would have a world record, and all of my training would pay off. One more time. I frolicked up the start and cleanly dashed across the roof. Then I scuttled on up to the top of Pegwall Beta and clipped the invisible wall. But I could still do it. I lost some time to this, but I gained some with my new strategies. So for this to work, I'd have to play beyond perfectly for the rest of the run.
Yeah.
Pegwall Mini was a breeze, and Pegwall Alpha fell soon after. I cut through the scrimbly-bimbly section like butter. This was the cleanest I ever did these sections, but one section still remained. The Balcony of Hope.
Nutty. Nutty. There it is.
Miqo'te was defeated.
And I can finally put this tower behind me. And yes, the run wasn't perfect. I made mistakes, and it could certainly be broken again. But for now, I was the one who dethroned Pydoix. I rule this tower, and my record is yours. If you can take it, show me what you're made of!
Unfortunately, I know that the follow-up to this was, didn't somebody, like, run this the day after and unfortunately beat it?
Oh, hey, why don't you head on over to pint.gg and get yourself a t-shirt or stickers or something. I worked really hard to make the clothes actually good, and if you buy one, maybe I'll make a plushie, as long as there's no jars involved. Also,
sus.
I'm playing FF16 on Twitch. Okay, love you, bye.
That was amazing. There is allegedly a follow-up, so give me just a second here to do this. This is the follow-up from Miqo'te. This camera is throwing me for a loop. This is amazing. It's so fluid. It's so fluid. I love it. Like, he knows where the jumps are. Like, that's why he doesn't have to have the camera. Like, he knows where the jump is. Oh. Just crashed. So what is that, 3874? I feel like Pint's about to have an aneurysm. Both of these were absolutely amazing. I did love both of these. As you know, Kip is a fan of speedrunning. I don't really do a whole heck of a lot myself, but I do absolutely love these. And both of these channels, absolutely. Being a newer 14 player, stuck on MSQ, as I am at the moment, I really loved both of these. Both these creators were awesome. I even learned about the, what was it, Strawberry Sweet Tart earlier, the JP player. Absolutely awesome community. If you haven't thought about playing 14 yet, recommend you do. It is a game that I can justify the sub for. But alas, your situation is your own. Thought these were amazing. I would definitely go ahead and recommend you check out the originals.